IGCSE Economics tips for paper 2 and 4, Crazy IGCSE. So the first part is that the command words should be answered accordingly. So you should not go into detail for identify or state questions. So for example, in question 1A in the November 2006 paper, you have to state the 4 ways in which multinational companies help developing countries such as Bangladesh. You do not need to spend time describing or explaining these. The marks allocated for this part of the question is 4, which is 1 mark for each of the ways stated. The same tip applies to question 3A, where you are required to state 4 non-wage influences on an individual's choice of occupation. Here there are 4 marks for this part of this question. So here again there is 1 mark for each type of way stated. The other one is some parts of the questions need to be answered specifically. So it should relate to the material which is provided, which is a case study. So in the part C and D, you have to, in November 2006 paper, you would have to refer specifically to the arguments of the foreign minister of Bangladesh in C, and to the clothing industry and the manufacture of medicines in D. However, the questions A and B were more general. Then a question may require to include diagrams. So in this case, for one of the question, if a student is asked to include a supply and demand diagram for the market of air travel, so they will have to include a diagram for the supply and the demand of the air travel, and it should be accurately and neatly drawn with the correct labeling. You should also refer to the diagram in your answer. This way it will help with the demand and supply diagram in the question. Then the command words in discuss question. So it requires you to identify the advantage and disadvantage, and then state the explanation of which is the option you're going for. So if they ask you which government objectives are more suitable for a stabilized economy, so if you say higher employment over low inflation, you need to explain why you have chosen the point and give the advantage and disadvantage for each. Then you need to look at each question. So you need to see what the question is exactly asking you. It may ask you to actually state something, but you may give a general explanation. That will be wrong. If they're asking you to state or identify something, you just need to give the answer on point. Then if you use examples, it will be useful, because sometimes you may be awarded 1 mark for including an example. So this is the end of our video. Please do subscribe, like and comment. Thank you for watching Crazy IGCSE.